Hey everyone in the Cardano Freelancer community. We have been digging through a ton of the latest reports on the global IT freelance market, and our mission today is pretty simple. We're going to break down exactly what businesses are really looking for, show you where the money is flowing, and most importantly, how our community can jump on these incredible opportunities. Okay, let's get right into it.
First things first, let's just try to get our heads around the sheer scale here. The total value of all services sold through online freelance platforms, what the industry calls gross merchandise volume, is set to hit a jaw-dropping $7.29 trillion this year. To give you some perspective, that is bigger than the entire economy of many nations combined. This isn't some niche little market anymore. It's a massive central pillar of the entire global economy.
So the real question for you becomes, with a market this gigantic, where do you fit in? This whole explainer is basically designed to be your map, to help you find your niche, make the most of your skills, and really understand the big trends that are shaping the future of how we all work.
All right, let's pull out the money map. We are literally going to follow the cash and see which areas are the most profitable, which platforms are really running the show, and where the biggest, most valuable contracts are actually being signed.
Okay, now what's really fascinating when you look at this breakdown is the detail. I mean, sure, web programming is a huge market by sheer volume of jobs, but look over at enterprise software and SaaS. We're talking contracts that can blow past $500,000. These are the really complex, high-stakes projects. But while the big money is in enterprise, the real story here, the one everyone should be watching, is AI and machine learning.
And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? AI isn't just growing, it is absolutely exploding. We're looking at a projected compound annual growth rate of over 22%. It's by far the fastest growing segment in the whole market. In fact, demand for AI skills just skyrocketed 60% in the last year alone, which has led to a massive 44% pay premium for anyone who's an expert in this field.
So where is all this happening? Well, you've got the big 5 platforms. Upwork is leading the pack with over $4 billion in volume, mostly because they focus on those big enterprise clients. You've got Fiverr, which is trying really hard to move past its cheap gig reputation with things like Fiverr Pro. And then you have TopTal, which is like the most exclusive club. They only accept the top 3% of talent that applies.
But here's the thing, the whole landscape is shifting under our feet. Businesses are getting really tired of wasting time scrolling through thousands of profiles. They're now demanding platforms that act more like partners, platforms that actually manage the process, that guarantee quality, and in some really radical new cases, don't even take a percentage of your pay. And this is creating a huge opening in the market.
So to really understand this shift, we need to dig into the why. What are the deep, nagging frustrations, the real pain points that are driving this whole evolution? This is where the opportunity for a decentralized solution, something built on Cardano, really starts to come into sharp focus.
It's a total paradox when you think about it, right? You've got a market worth trillions of dollars, yet it's still completely filled with friction, with inefficiency, and with major risks for the businesses that are actually fueling it. So why haven't these problems been solved? What is going so wrong here?
This slide just breaks it down perfectly. The pain is super obvious. Crazy high commission fees, screening that you just can't rely on, and payment disputes that can drag on for what feels like forever. This creates a basic need for essentials like secure escrow and compliance tools. Then businesses want cooler stuff like AI-powered matching. But look at that wow category. Zero commission, automated IP management, and crypto payments. These aren't just small improvements, they're total game changers, and they point straight to what blockchain can deliver.
And this quote just sums up all that frustration in one sentence. I mean, think about it. Every dollar a company spends on a 20% commission fee is a dollar they're not spending on actual development. Every bad hire that slips through a loose screening process costs tons of time and money. And every payment dispute just adds risk and uncertainty. The current system is fundamentally broken for high-value, important work.
And that brings us finally to the solution. How do we solve these fundamental problems of trust, of cost, of efficiency? Well, this is where the technology being built right here on Cardano, including the new Midnight protocol, provides a really powerful and, frankly, elegant answer.
I mean, just look at them side by side. The old world takes up to 20% of your hard-earned cash, makes you wait days to get paid, and forces you to rely on some biased human in the middle to solve disputes. A Cardano-powered platform completely gets rid of the middleman. Those huge fees become tiny transaction costs. Payments are instant, and your intellectual property is verifiably protected right on the blockchain. It is a fundamental upgrade on every single one of those pain points we just talked about.
And the best part is how simple this all becomes. The whole process is automated and trustless. A client puts funds into a smart contract, you deliver the work based on the terms that are locked right into that contract, the system verifies that the work is done, and boom, the funds are released directly to your wallet. No delays, no middlemen, no crazy fees. You get paid 100% of what you earned the second the job is done.
And it gets even better than that. You see, for businesses, one of the biggest risks of hiring freelancers is data security, protecting their secret sauce, their intellectual property. Midnight, which is Cardano's sidechain focused on data protection, completely solves this. It can be used to prove you completed a task or that you have a certain skill without ever exposing the company's sensitive code or your own private data. It's both privacy and verification baked right into the system.
Okay, so we've got this incredible technological shift that's happening right now. Let's bring it all back to you. How can you, as a freelancer in our Cardano ecosystem, not just take part in this, but actually dominate in this new economy? What do you need to be focusing on right now?
Remember that explosive growth in AI we saw a minute ago? Well, this is the other side of that coin. AI can write basic code now, sure. What it can't do is solve complex, real-world business problems. The skills that are becoming the most valuable are what some people call durable skills. First, analytical and creative thinking, the ability to design smart, robust systems. Second, adaptability. You have to be a lifelong learner in this space. And third, AI fluency. You've got to know how to use AI as a tool to make yourself more productive.
And this is exactly why those skills matter so much. This statistic is just so powerful. Nearly 8 out of 10 CEOs are basically saying it's not about your degree anymore. It is all about the value you can prove you can deliver. The old credentials are just becoming irrelevant when faced with demonstrated real-world skill.
And what this all means is that businesses are looking way beyond just your hourly rate. They're calculating something called the total cost of ownership. Think about it like this. A freelancer who uses AI to deliver an amazing project 30% faster might have a higher hourly rate, but the final cost of the project is actually lower. That is the new definition of value. Efficiency is absolutely everything.
And this all leads us to our final big thought for today. As businesses start to demand all the things that a decentralized network like Cardano provides, total transparency, automated contracts, borderless payments, the very idea of a traditional company starts to kind of dissolve. It's being replaced by this concept of fluid, decentralized talent clouds that come together to solve a problem and then break apart. That is the future that we're all building. And it is a future where the people who are skilled and adaptable are the ones who will truly thrive. Thanks for tuning in.